What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your girl Gigi's channel. Thank you for tuning in. We got Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to get into. I know this video is coming a day late, but I'm getting it to you guys on right. Now, this episode has now become Clash of the Titans. It seems like the drama's starting to pick up. Dorit pissed Kyle off. She struck a nerve with her coming late to good old Teddis meditation retreat. That was a drama in itself. So now these hoes cannot get on the same accord of there was no itinerary, so I did show up late, which is Dorit's point. And then Kyle's point is, well, bitch, if you're going to show up and you're going to show up late, at least let it be for a good reason, not because you were in a glam chair for 2 hours. So yeah, we're going to break that down and get into it. And then if you haven't heard any of my previous videos, I will be adding Growing Up Hip Hop to the roster. This will be my first time reviewing it, but I want to get into it because this season's actually really good. And quite frankly, we ain't got nothing else to talk about because production is halted on a lot of other shows because of this good old Rona going around. So yeah. And then hopefully we'll get an episode of Daily Squeeze because I hear on the streets, y'all, it ain't looking good for Giselle. She took her nigga Jamal back and looked like he right back to his old ways, okay? Let's drop a hint, new birth. That's all I'm gonna say. But right now, let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's get into it. So we open up the episode with Erica, Sutton, and Kyle on the way to Teddis' retreat. Sutton decided, was convinced by Kyle she should go ahead and go. And she wants to do this basically as a redo of their relationship. And Sutton started crying, like right when they were pulling up. I think the anxiety just got to her. And Kyle gets it. I think Kyle is slowly starting to, Sutton's starting to slowly grow on Kyle, and she's really, I think Kyle has this thing of going for the underdog a lot of the times. She loves to be their savior, Captain Save-A-Ho, I guess we'll put it. She's just always a person that's going to be like, she has that Robin Hood syndrome, like I'm going to be there for everybody. So she gets it. She's telling Sutton it's going to be okay, like Teddy wants you to be here. Erica's just in the car like, let me get out with these bougie white bitches. Let me get out so I can go over here and give me some food. So they get out. Teddy's there. She's got everything all lined up for them. She gave them some good little goodie bags. It was a cute little over-the-shoulder bag. But they all get there, and Sutton and Teddy have a good intro. She's like, I'm just sorry. Like, I just really want to be here to support you. Like, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but, I apologize. My bad. Whoop-de-whoop. So, of course, Dorit's going to be late. Garcelle and Lisa said they weren't coming. So they all go in and I guess they do a boxing thing like real early. And the boxing thing I think was a really good idea. Get everybody their blood pumping and stuff like that. We see all the other women in there who are clearly moms just needing a getaway from their badass kids and they got a lot of stress to relieve. Now Sutton's legs, y'all, are so damn bony. Like I knew her legs were skinny like from looking at her in a dress. But she had them shorts on, y'all. Her legs look like toothpicks. And you need to work out, Sutton. Ain't no reason why your arms and legs are the same size and you got this hella bulbous middle part of your body. Like, it's so awkward on you. So now she's sitting there going, like, box on. And it's like, Sutton, get out your comfort zone. She has such a bougie air about her that's like, I don't want to do it unless it costs me $1,000 to do type situation. She's like, oh, I'm so weak. It was just like, ugh, like Sutton just, I don't vibe with her. I just don't. So after they box, they're going to do lunch. And that's when Dorit shows up. Now, Teddy didn't necessarily have any expectations for Dorit because if y'all don't remember they had a big beef last season because Dorit showed up late to a lunch they were supposed to have. On the phone call, Dorit was like, well, I thought she said 4:30 to 5:30. Last time I checked, Dorit, that's not how lunch works when you go with somebody. Oh, just between 4:30 and 5:30, we can meet there. No, when you meet up for somebody to eat with somebody, you say, hey, let's go get dinner around 7. Like, Dorit, nuh-uh, quit playing. The problem is, Dorit, her thing has now become fashion, and that's just all she's going to be about now, which is looking good, so she can post some pictures on Instagram, which is what got under Kyle's skin. So Dorit comes in looking like workout Barbie. Not gonna lie, Dorit comes with the fashion. She's like the Marlo Hampton of this group. Comes with the fashions and got nothing else to deliver. Even though she is a mom and got a husband, it's like all that just falls back in the flanks for her. So they're all sitting down talking about what they're gonna do for the day. They have a break in the middle before the next thing at 5, which is the meditation thing. So they all go back up to the hotel room and Teddy's there and she has like a masseuse for them and everything. So they're talking about how, Garcelle's not gonna make it or whatever. And Kyle explained to Teddy that Garcelle actually appreciated the fact that Teddy was like, look, if you don't want to come, you ain't got to. So for Garcelle's side, good, because I didn't want to have to make up a bullshit lie excuse to why I didn't want to come. And Teddy basically explains, that's why I do it, because, I don't want to pressure people into feeling like they're obligated to do something. I'm not going to just say I'm going to support you, just support you. I'm really going to come and enjoy it. And she kind of low-key was directing that at Dorit, because when Dorit said, Teddy, I'm coming, she said it as if, Teddy, I'm coming just to support you type situation. So it kind of came across like Dorit was making it feel like it was a burden to come to Teddy's event. It was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm coming, but I'm coming just to be like, just so you're not mad that, oh, I didn't come to support you kind of situation. Like, Teddy feels like if you're going to come to something, and I kind of feel this way too, if you're going to come to something I'm doing, come because you really want to come and you really, are going to enjoy the festivities and actually be there for genuine support. Don't come because, bitch, you on camera and you want to look good and you feel obligated to, because then that's going to breathe, bad energy around the group because of you really genuinely not wanting to be here. So then that kind of caused some tension, and Dorit kind of felt a way about that, because for her, it's like, girl, you asked for support, so I'm coming to give you support. Like, how are you turning that into something negative? So they all go downstairs to the bar, get a drink and stuff like that, and Sutton and Teddy are having a moment while Kyle, Erica, and Dorit are having a moment like to the side. They're both having different conversations. So Teddy and Sutton are talking about, basically Sutton's apologizing again, saying, she's really enjoying the meditation retreat. She's proud of what she's accomplished. But Dorit is over there talking to Kyle and Erica like, I'm so upset. Like, why would you think I wasn't genuinely, wanting to come and support her? This is making me want to leave early. And it's like, bitch, you showed up 2 hours ago. Are you kidding me? No. Dorit, basically, you asked me, Dorit came because she knew it was a check. She knew this is one easy thing. Let me just show up for a couple of hours and get paid. That's all that was. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to look good. Make sure my glam is on point so I can take these bomb-ass pictures for IG and call it a day. And let's be real, Dorit, that's just what it was. So, Kyle and Erica are just looking at her like, don't go. Like, don't do that. Don't come just to leave early type situation. So they all basically go back up to the room while Teddy's going to handle, the rest of the stuff for retreat. And Kyle's kind of feeling a type of way like, Dorit, like, don't do that. If you're going to come to support, actually support. She's like, you came late. Me and Erica were able to show up on time, and we, left early in the morning just like you, because Dorit's now like, well, Kyle, I have a life. Like, I came here, I woke up early, to get ready. And Kyle's like, girl, you woke up early to get your glam done. Quit trying to pretend you woke up early to genuinely do stuff because you got a life. Like, Dorit, come on now. You got them 2 kids that you drop off at daycare or whatever, first school, elementary, and that was it. Like, you're telling me that's why you were late, because you had to drop your kids off? Bitch, you got a nanny, so you really honestly could have sent your nanny over there with your kids, which is what I'm actually sure you did, so you could sit in the chair and get your glam done before, coming on this trip to Teddy's retreat. So her and Kyle are now bumping heads on that. Erica's over there on the side, basically like, this is a stupid ass argument. Let's keep it real. Nobody really wanted to come, but we're here because we know how Teddy is. She's going to take it, real personal if nobody came. And that's why Teddy low-key did that as a defense mechanism. You guys can come, but you don't have to show up. That was basically her way of basically trying to give them an out, so she wasn't going to get her feelings hurt if they didn't show up. I think, honestly, Teddy's a very insecure person. You know how they say, like, even when people lose weight and they get themselves together, they're always going to be that fat kid on the inside. And I think that's what Teddy deals with. She just remembers being that big, insecure girl trying to make it in LA. And, actors and managers telling her, like, you don't have the look. You don't fit in quite here. And I think that still breeds a lot into what she does and stuff. So, nonetheless, these 2 girls are arguing while they decided not to go to the meditation. I would have did the meditation, y'all. Like, I think not enough people actually sit down and just take 2 seconds to just be quiet, center themselves, and get it right. Them 2 all, and it was so, the way they edited it too was like, they quiet downstairs and all you hear them arguing. Cause Kyle's like, girl, I got a life too. I got kids, I'm acting, I got a fashion line. And you would talk about, oh, you got a life in it just because you had to take your kids to school. Like, Dorit, no. So they finally meet back for dinner, and Denise actually was coming, but she actually showed up late because I guess her meeting ran later. And Denise came in like looking like a regular ass person, y'all. And I think sometimes the other women kind of look at her like, ugh. But if you ask me, I can appreciate that Denise doesn't take it so seriously to constantly have to be dressed up like Dorit does. Like she knows she got the money in her bank account. She don't gotta wear it like how Sutton is. She doesn't have to constantly show like, ooh, I get it off the couture rack. Like at the end of the day, you know, Denise is a down home country girl, and that's just what she's gonna be. So Denise shows up and she asks, well, how's everything going? Like, what did y'all do today? And it got real tense real fast, okay? Kyle was like, look now, you know what, Dorit, I just do feel a way about you showing up late, and you're not gonna tell me that it wasn't because you sat in your chair for, you know, to look good with glam. You showed up in workout clothes, not actually going to work out, because Dorit showed up in a goddamn Balenciaga jacket. Bitch, that's not what you work out and sweat in. And I didn't even see her in the boxing scene, so I'm only going to assume that she didn't do that, or they would have showed her. So then, you know, Dorit's like, Kyle, why is it a problem? Why are you trying to make me look like a selfish diva? Teddy doesn't have a problem with it. Why are you making it a big deal? And a part of me also too is probably thinking like Kyle is going so hard about it. They didn't show this, I'm sure, but I'm sure at some point Teddy and Kyle talked in the room, and Teddy probably mentioned it to her, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bothered that, you know, Dorit showed up late, because that's what Teddy's good at. She doesn't like the confrontation, so she's just gonna express it to Kyle, and Kyle don't have no problem bringing it up. So I think that's why Kyle went so hard about it, because she did know it bothered Teddy. It's just that the other women didn't know that they had that conversation, and of course they're not gonna show that in, you know, video editing, because they got, as you know, as viewers, they don't want to show us that, you know, Teddy really had a problem with this, so Kyle can start this beef with Dorit. So at this point, it's like going all down here. Sutton's over there like, girl, you shouldn't ask that question. So back in LA, we see Lisa Rinna in this one scene with her daughter. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I get it, it's sad. Lisa Rinna's daughter got some mental health issues, eating issues, but the same story, Rinna, every single time. Bitch, you might as well give your daughter the check. This is honestly, you might as well give her the damn intro, because she's more in the show than you are. What is going on in your life, Lisa? Like, you ain't got no more HSC going on. Like, where's Harry Hamlin? Like, girl, give your daughter the check at this point, because every scene we've had with you has been about your daughter. So we're gonna go on past that, because that was boring. We see a cute little scene with Garcelle and her twin boys. You know, it's just really funny seeing that, like, that contrast between, you know, marrying a white man and being a black mama, because she's the strict black mama. Like, they got chores, she don't be playing around with them. That little boy had the nerve to try and ask for some Gucci. She said, boy, you 11, who getting Gucci? You don't even work for it. And she's like, you know, they think I'm strict and stuff, but you know, I was raised with a strict, especially an island mama at that. Like, Garcelle understands, like, y'all got it real easy compared to me. I lived in a house where your mama, your auntie, your bald-headed granny, your cousins, everybody stayed in a 2-bedroom house, and they lived, you know, in a really nice home, and it's just 3 of them. So they are very much blessed, but she gonna let them know, like, we don't play over here. Nuh-uh. And I can appreciate that. We don't see enough, you know, parents on the show being disciplinarians to their kids, I think out of fear of people judging them, like being too harsh on their kids. But it looked like Garcelle don't care nothing about that. She gonna raise her kids the way she want to make sure they're not no spoiled ass brats, okay? And I can appreciate that. At the end of the day, let them know you got a black mama in here. You might be going to school with them rich white boys that got them crazy ass white mamas that be, you know, taking Ativan to go to sleep or whatever. Or what's the other one? What's the other one that they be taking to go to sleep? Ambien. You know, they be, you know, be choking down Ambien to go to bed, and got fake problems with their husbands and be all bougie and stuff like that. You might go to school with all the rich white kids, but just remember, you come home to a black mama, all right? So everybody's back home, and Denise is doing like a cute little backyard bougie barbecue type situation. And it's gonna be awkward because Denise and Dorit and Kyle haven't seen each other since the retreat. So everybody's getting ready to show up, and Kyle's getting her makeup done, basically explaining to her fine ass husband Mauricio what was going on. Y'all, Mauricio. Kyle, you was a lucky one. You better hang on to him. But yeah, she's like, it's gonna be so awkward, you know. Just Dorit just to understand, like, oh, really, you're gonna be late for glam? You took 2 or 3 hours just to take some photos. So everybody's showing up. Denis has, everything set up, and I think Kyle and Mauricio get there first, and finally Lisa and everybody's showing up, and it's awkward because Dorit and Kyle at this moment are kind of just, breezing past it, and they're both talking to everybody else about what happened instead of each other. So now Garcelle and Kyle are talking. She's like, girl, what happened? Dorit's like, you don't like her? Like, something went on. And she's like, girl, she got to you. And they just kind of laughed. And then Lisa and Kyle were talking because she's like, girl, explain to me what happened. She's like, because I saw the photo shoot. And they ran past the photo she took, which were some bomb photos. But it's like, Dorit, now look, you took these high fashion photos. Kyle was on the damn lamppost talking about, and leaning back and stuff. That joint was funny. But yeah, so they sit down, and the conversation at first was just real funny. All the people were talking about they, sexual escapades and stuff like that. Erica kissed the girl. That's not surprising me, except Garcelle. She said, it was the 90s. Everybody was doing it. She kissed the girl. People talking about, menage a trois and stuff like that. But Denise was like, y'all, my kids. They had a little, a kid table over there. You know how it always happens at the house. You got the grown-up table and you got the kid table. It's a rite of passage when you finally, grow up to the adult table. But none of them kids is there yet because that conversation was not kid-friendly. And Denise was just like, oh my God, they're gonna hear it. But then it starts turning to the worst when it's Dorit and Kyle come up. Dorit feels like, both y'all seem to be each other's mouthpiece. Like, it seems that Kyle and Teddy always are there for each other. They run the tape back, and we see 3 occasions where 2 of them bitches is always there for each other. Then, Dorit's dropping little passive-aggressive stuff like, well, you sleep in her bed, it's Kyle's like, you trying to insinuate I'm a lesbian because we, slept together in the same bed. If you ask me, I think Dorit is uncomfortable seeing close girlfriends, period. Like, when she sees how close Kyle and Teddy are, I think she low-key is envious of it, because on all the seasons that Dorit has been on here, we have never seen a season where it is her and another woman that are genuinely really close. Dorit does not have close, genuine friends like that. It's very apparent. And I think she kind of, gets jealous of watching other people have relationships like that. And so she just pokes holes at it between Kyle and Teddy. But I guarantee she had, a friend that was super hard for her and rode hard for her, which she kind of did, because Kyle, like she said, Kyle lost one of her best friends for Dorit, defending Dorit. And she went hard on Lisa for Dorit too. So Dorit, I would not take, I wouldn't forget that part, because she went up against LVP for your ass over a damn adopted puppy. So yeah, you might want to check that logic, but I think Dorit in general just realizes in her life, like, dang, do I really got friends like that? And no, bitch, you don't. Unfortunately, you don't. You guys PK your broke ass husband that's getting ready to have you locked up and the IRS knocking on your door in about 2 episodes, okay? So then now Denise is getting in, telling Kyle, like, what's the big deal, Kyle? So what? Why is it your problem? Kyle looked at Denise like, bitch, can you be quiet? This ain't got nothing to do with you. You showing up in Barbie glam, Garcelle's over on the side, like, does this fighting words, don't come after a woman in her glam. And it starts going left too when Lisa jumped in, and she's like, well, Kyle, you don't defend everybody. She's like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, Kim and Lisa, 2 different things. Like, you're always gonna defend your family, point blank, period. Like, you can't go after Kyle because she's going to stand up for her blood, because it would be the same way for you. Any of those women, if it was at the table and you were defending somebody against your family, that's what you would do. I find it very ironic, though, that Teddy didn't talk most of that conversation. She knew to stay out of it because Teddy's just not prepared to have the heat on her. She does not do well with firing squad. She doesn't know how to stick up for herself that well without turning into a puddle of tears. So now, speaking of that, Kyle turns into a puddle of tears and was like, F you, Renna. Like, how dare you bring that up? Like, I can't believe you. And Denise is over there like, Kyle, what in the world? So then she gets up and walks off, and that's where the episode ends. Now, it looks like on the next episode, Denise and Kyle are getting ready to have a freaking square-off match, because Denise is looking at her like, Kyle, this, no, bitch, no. And then Erica and Denise have kind of a weird moment because of, the topic of conversation, I guess the kids heard. So it's going to be interesting to see that. But y'all tell me whose side you're on in this situation between Kyle and Dorit, because I get it. It's like, Dorit, you showed up late as hell and you showed up late for glam. Like, don't do that. Like, if I'm Teddy, I understand you're gonna show up late, but don't be like, well, I came, I ate, and you know, there was no itinerary, so I technically didn't show up late. And it's like, bitch, yes, you did, because you knew what time the thing started. And then you came, ate, and got a massage. Oh, yeah, that's real involved. Like, girl, you really didn't do anything. Like, Dorit kind of has this, like, delusional, like, logic in her head sometimes. But y'all tell me whose side you on in this situation. Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.